Ford O'Connell, it's tough. Once somebody has something, it's challenging to take it away, and they're going to face that issue if they ever try and go after Social Security. But I often wonder, why don't they say to the 25-year-old right now, guess what? You're not going to be able to retire at 65. You're going to have to wait to 70. What's wrong with telling a 25-year-old that now rather than leaving that person with nothing?
Oh, because it's bad politics, Trish. I traffic in cynical politics all the time. And let me say something else. We are just talking about a small piece of the federal budget. Former Oklahoma Senator Tom Coburn used to talk about this all the time. The waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government's insane. If we actually want to fix spending in our out-of-control $20 trillion debt, we know eventually we're going to have to work with entitlements. But we can't even fix these little things like Swedish massages for rabbits because the left essentially never wants to cut anything and never wants to be fiscally responsible. And my guys on the right basically say, guess what? You can cut that guy's district, but not mine.
Yeah,
so guess what? Nothing's ever going to get done.
And that's the swamp that he's there to drain. Capri, one of the things that frustrates me about the left, and I've had this argument actually with Gene Sperling, who used to be in the Obama White House, is why is it that the left always feels as though the budget, the government's budget, must grow alongside GDP? In other words, as much as our economy grows, spending must grow. To me, if our economy is growing, great. If I as a household am able to make more money, don't we want to save more of that money? Shouldn't the government want to be doing the same? Why does it need to grow in lockstep?
As you well know, I come from serving at the state level, and we're constitutionally mandated to balance our budget. So, I've never been in a government position where we had the luxury to just continue to spend whatever we had. I mean, we were very thrifty with the rainy day fund, for example. I think it's not about just spending to spend on, the litany of things that were just listed earlier, the bunnies and the vegetable costumes and the rest of it. It's about investing smart. It's about when you do entitlements, incentivizing through pay for performance, for example, in Medicare and Medicaid. And when you take a look at this budget, and again, I am not somebody to say we're going to throw good money after bad, but hear me out on this. There are a number of programs that are being cut that actually, I believe, will continue to impact vulnerable communities to their detriment. For example, community development block grants. Without them, communities won't have sidewalks, that's being significantly cut. At the Appalachian Regional Commission, communities like Ashtabula County, again, that I represented, would not have access to infrastructure for broadband and telecom without it. And let me say this, things like the USDA program for water and sewer. Without the USDA program for water and sewer, the people in Austinburg, Ohio, the people in Kinsman, Ohio, wouldn't have had the opportunity to have their ability to have sewer and water to flush their toilet.
I hear you, but, I think that people can be pretty creative, and I think private industry can step in, and a lot can be done with less. We certainly learned this in the Live Free or Die state in New Hampshire, where there is no income tax, no sales tax. You have to be a little creative.